Alright, welcome back to the Armin Sword fighting series. Today we are going to be having a look at the round motion of the sword. So how to fight with the circular motion of the sword. And this time we are starting the first block downwards and then we come with the cut from here. So basically the block and the cut, it's single movement. So how this goes, so we're going to be using the same principle idea, like a battlefield idea, that there is some space in between me and my opponent, and now this time he will be targeting my leg. So when I come to the range, he will be trying to hit this leg over here. So if I do nothing, it's game over, right? So instead, what I do, I will block the cut. So he will pull through, and then I will, when his sword is going back, I will follow in and cut him. So this time my palm ends palm up. So the movement what I do is, it's just this. So I start from the high shoulder and then I will cut here and then I will come back like this and I cut his neck or something. So that's the movement. So again, so I start from the left shoulder, step in, block his weapon, and when his weapon is going back, I will keep going forward and cut him. So let's see how that looks slowly, of course. So here, and now that's the cut. Of course I would pull it through, but I won't do it because I would hit him. So once again, so here. So you need to watch for his sword. Okay. Just follow the sword, and there you go. So it's a really simple application, but there are two things here. So now I ended, so let's do it once more. So you come in, my palm is up, but there is one more option here. I can also cut palm down if I want. So once again, so I end this side of his head. So now my palm is up. So just by rotating your wrist, you can end up cut him like where you want. So it's your choice. It's still the circular motion of the sword, but you can end up cutting differently. So from the front it looks like I either cut here or I will cut here and then I would return the sword here. Tap. If you hit his neck, it's game over if there is no armor. And even to the head it will hurt a lot. So that's that. Okay, then what about the other side? So I can also start from the right hand side. The same story, if I step forward, he will cut my leg. I will now block it. So when his sword is away, I will then jump in. So now he is not moving back, but in reality he wouldn't stay there. So he would be maybe moving back. So of course, if you don't have to take the second step, don't take it. But it's just to illustrate that he will have trouble escaping now. So I come in, you just continue the circle and you hit him. And here we have the same story now. I can also come in and hit palm up, so then it hits the other side of his neck. So once again, so I can end up here, or I can end up here. But the timing is critical because you have to watch his sword. Because it can happen that he will actually leave the sword there. And then it becomes something different. So if you cut the leg but leave the sword low, so I don't know, maybe from the other side. So if he's not pulling it, so if I would be pulling my sword away, he will trust me. So then you have to do something else. You have to, in practice, what would be done would be something like this, and then you would come up and cut him. But we will look at the grappling stuff later. So it's like I always say, you need to watch what your opponent is doing. So in this case, this works if he's pulling the weapon back. Okay, so let's recap once more. So if you are cutting from the right to the leg, so he pulls the weapon back. And now if he's cutting from the left, I can catch it here. So it doesn't matter like which cut he's making, you can always block the sword. So the characteristic of this is that you are staying on one side of yourself, so this circle, or you are staying in this circle. So if I'm starting from the left, he's cutting like my leg. So if you cut here, then it's this. But you need to watch, otherwise he might cut your leg. Okay, so those are the downwards. And of course you can even block high cuts with this one. Because the downward cuts are interesting that you can block both low cuts, but you can also block high cuts. So if he's cutting at my head when I come in, actually I have to start here, so he's cutting here. So I can still block it. Now he pulls his weapon away, so I'll come in. So let's do that. So just cut and pull, okay? Still works. And if you cut from the left shoulder, I start from the right, it still works. I can come in. So that's the principle. So if you are looking at an easy way to fight, maybe start from the high guards. But remember from the previous episode, if you missed it, it's linked below. So you can also start from the low guards. So it totally depends on what you want to do. And of course, let's say, just gonna show that this will tie together a little bit, because let's do the first thing. So you will cut my leg when I step in. So now I block this, he will pull it through, and now you come from the high. So I can actually catch it here, you pull it through, and then I will cut. So all these movements tie together once you get it. Okay, so now today we went through the downward cuts from the high angles, how to use those to block leg cuts, and a little bit like the high cuts as well. So these were the circular cuts. See you in the next one. Bye bye.